So hey folks, as you can hear I'm still ill, but I'm trying my very best. Today I wanted to talk about sexual orientation now and then. And first I have to say, like, trigger warning, this video is about my orientation and my experiences. I may use words that bother you, like genitals, so be aware of that, and remember everybody is different and this is just my story. So, I always regarded myself as a female heterosexual until I was like 16. Especially when I was drunk, I recognized that I was also into girls a lot. But it took me some more years to make my experiences with women. Until that, I made a lot of shitty experiences with guys only. I always fell in love with the ones I obviously couldn't have. And later on it was just sex stuff with my best friends, and honestly, I can tell you this was the worst decision ever, because I almost lost all of them along the way, except the one I have right now. So thanks, buddy. I love you. Yeah, so the boys or the young men always just wanted me as a good friend, as a lifetime companion, as someone you can rely on, someone to have fun with, but not for relationships. And it was so fucking frustrating to see all of them going into relationships with all that girly girls, you know what I'm talking about? The one you can clearly identify as female because of long hair or makeup, clothing, behavior. Yeah, and I was just way too male. They called me buddy all the time. Nothing more, just a buddy to hang out with. I think my self-consciousness was at its lowest at that point. I felt like, okay, I'm not worth it to be loved because of the way I am. And then I was like, okay, you know what, fuck you all. I won't change for nobody. And I think I was like 24 or something like that. Then I came out as a lesbian, as I started to go out in the LGBT scene, and I really enjoyed it. I felt comfort there because most of the girls just looked like me. With their short hair and all their hoodies and baggy pants and stuff like that. Nobody judged me. It was just a really cool time. Yeah, and then soon after my coming out to family and friends, and they were all really cool with it, some guys passed my way again, and I think it was just for sex, but things got really weird then, because I was always looking for love and long-time relationships and stuff like that. So things ended up really messy. Friends used to call me the drama queen for a reason. And with the end of my 20s, I had a very, very complicated 2-year relationship to a woman. And it was not her fault, it was mine, and I made it all so difficult. And at the end of it, I hurted her in a way I never thought I could do such things. I'm so sorry for that still. Yeah, and soon after that I was engaged with a guy. I messed it all up. It was all so stupid. So I came out as bisexual, obviously. We broke up after a year, and I think all my last hopes in living a normal life, like quotation marks normal, just like being a heterosexual woman, getting married, having kids, and yeah, stuff like that. I think all these hopes just faded slowly away, and it took me like over 2 years to recover from the last 2 breakups. And I asked myself many questions. Being bisexual was never an option for me. Can't tell you why. I either wanted to be 100% lesbian or a heterosexual one, but please, nothing in between. Maybe it was because most of the lesbians don't like bisexuals, for the reasons that they are like, okay, you also slept with guys. I don't like male genitals. I really hated this discussion with other lesbians. Like, okay, you know what? It's your problem, not mine. And then this trans thing popped up in my life, and I was like, hell no, enough, I can't handle this. I just want to be normal. Why does it have to be so fucking complicated? But the more I got into the topic, I felt comfortable again, because regarding myself as an FTM, and even if it's just for one moment, makes so much more sense than being a lesbian, which I never was, or being bisexual, which wasn't the correct word. And I know that gender identity and sexual orientation are two different things. Really, I do. But I hope you understand what I'm talking about. I didn't feel like a lesbian because I recognized that I didn't want them to touch me. And on the other hand, all my sexual experiences with boys or young men from puberty on, holy crap, it was such a mess. It was so confusing for me because I hated it. I really fucking hated it. So I was drunk all the time, or I took drugs, or both. So that just in the moment of having sex, I didn't have to feel anything at all. And it took me years to work on that, to enjoy it, and to find partners I can trust, and to say, okay, now I'm getting cool with it. Yeah, and bisexual is not the correct word, I think, because I'm way more into men than into women. But, and here it comes, since my last broke up, I can't fantasize myself as a woman having sex anymore. I'm always a guy, and I only have sex with women. So, trigger warning, when I masturbate, I'm a straight guy who has straight sex with girly girls. But when I'm out in public, or even if I watch movies or stuff like that, I'm always like, oh, look at that guy. Quite nice. So really, I don't get it. Maybe bisexual is the correct word for my sexual orientation. But there's still a huge difference between seeing myself as a female bisexual or as a bisexual FTM. That's so fucking different. And right at the moment, I think I'm also more gender fluid than male, because it's how I'm trying to cope with the whole situation and how I try to get along all day. But also in the flow of gender identity, I'm really more on the male scale than anything else. That's where I belong, that's where I feel okay with myself, finally. So, this was a story about my sexual orientation and how it changed over the years, or didn't change, I don't know. I would love to hear about your story. So, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave a message after the beep. Bye!